This week I'm making a congratulations card. Here's the front of the card, and you might notice some things kind of shimmery and shiny on the front. These are actually part of the paper towel that I'm using, and I haven't used them in the traditional stack and foam taping manner. I've actually separated all of the pieces and used them on their own. So here's the front, the nice fluffy bow here, and here is the inside with lots of room for your own personalized greeting. So with that, let me show you some of the products I've used. I'm going to be using the Botanical Etchings paper pack. So just a little preview of the papers there. Really nice color combination. I'm also using the Lacy Frames and Borders scrapbooking dazzles. Here is a close-up image of all of the dazzles you're getting. There are 3 sheets in this package. I will also use the matching ribbons for the Botanical Etchings paper pack. So these are the Botanical Etchings ribbon set. And last but not least, the Stitched with Love 3D paper towel, and this is a foil one. So as you can see, it's got a really beautiful shine to it. So here is my card. It's going to be a horizontal card, and I've already covered it with my my plum colored floral paper. And I've also cut some of the green tile, and this piece is 5 inches by 1 3/4 inches. And I'm actually going to be framing that piece with one of the white dazzle frames. And it's going to go right up here. But first, I want to print a greeting on here, so I'm going to use the computer journaling technique. So first I'm going to print off a greeting on regular computer paper. So I have congratulations on here, printed in the center, and I've placed my paper over it and then just traced with a pencil along the border. So when I take it off, I can kind of tell if the greeting is centered. So my next step is to take some regular clear Scotch tape and loop it to make it double-sided. And I'm going to stick this right in the center where my box is. Now I'm going to carefully put this back through the printer, and the congratulations should end up right in the center. So this is how it turned out. Not too bad. My printer does some funky things with the side here, so just ignore that. But I'm going to peel this off, and then you can just discard this paper. And this is going to go on my card, centered at the top. Alrighty then. Now I'm going to take this sheet of the dazzles and peel off one of the sides of the lace frame that I'm going to be using. And if you have a lot of little swirls sticking out on the dazzle, it's a good idea to be pretty careful when you peel it up so you don't tear anything. Just like that. Okay. This is going to go right here on the edge of my green piece, and that's kind of right along, there's a tiny dotted line in the middle of this lace border. I'm going to try and aim that for the green edge. And right about there. Okay. And then the other half of my partial frame will go along this side. So that should line up pretty perfectly in the center. And there we go. So you kind of have to have your measurements pretty exact with the 5 inches here. Okay, so next step, I'm going to use some of these fabulous roses on here. So I'm going to punch out these roses. After I've punched out these flowers, I'm going to set them aside at the moment. And I'm taking this piece of paper, oopsie, and I'm going to cut off about 7 inches of some of these stripes. And that's going to go along the bottom of the card. So here's the strip I've cut, and that's going to go down here. But first I'm going to glue on my roses. And it might look a little funny right now, but I have it all arranged in my head. So these roses are going to go kind of above the stripes. And then I'm going to add some white dazzles to them. So I haven't used the paper towel in the traditional stacking and foam taping way. I kind of wanted to kind of spread out the roses because they're so pretty. I mean, they stand on their own. So you've got all these different images you can pop out, so why not use them separately? So now I'm going to glue on this strip just across the bottom. And trim off any excess. I'm going to go ahead and trim my roses as well. And any dazzles that are poking out. Same thing for the other edge. Okay. So now I've got some clean edges. Okay, so now I'm going to put on another lace border. This is the one I'm choosing. So I'm actually going to make it overlap the roses at the bottom. Sort of like a little fence, kind of fencing in these little roses. Almost reaches across the card, but the great thing about these dazzles is that you can extend them because they have more than one piece. So let's see if I can find the right one here. Now I don't want to pull it off and then cut it and try and put it back on. So I'm going to take my knife here and just cut off a piece of it right here. And then see if I can match that up with the end here. Perfect. And then if I've got just a little extra, super easy to just trim that off just like all the other edges. Okay, I think the only other thing this card needs is some ribbon. So this little bow is from that burgundy crepe ribbon. And I'm just gonna put it on with my favorite tool, Zox. So I'm gonna take the knot of the ribbon, find a zot on the strip, press it to the zot, and then just press it to my card. And I love how easy that is. Now if you want your bow to act a certain way, you can always add more zots to make things stick down where you want them, but I think that's pretty good for now. So that's the end of the front of my card, and I'm just going to add a few things in the inside to kind of complement the front. First, I'm going to cover the inside with this all over pink dot paper. Just going to line it up here a little away from the center fold. Okay, then we just turn it over and cut along these edges. So now that I've got that covered with the pink, I'm going to take this piece and slice it in half. Now don't worry, I think I know what I'm doing. I just want to share the wealth here. Instead of one piece, I'm going to use this in two pieces. So on my card, I'm going to have one piece right here and one piece down here. Now for my finishing touch, I'm going to use some of the white dazzle borders along the sides here. So I'm going to look at my dazzle sheet and kind of measure out how much I would need. Almost the whole thing. So I'm going to cut just across two of these little borders since I need one in each side. Oops. Okay. So starting near the fold, I'm just going to put this right along the edge. And trim off that little tail, and then same with the other side. And there's the finished product on the inside. I like to keep my insides pretty minimal so I have room to write a greeting. On this pattern paper, I would recommend kind of a heavier black fine tip marker, just because it's got such a pattern on it that a finer tip might not show up as well. But that's not too much of a problem. But I like my fronts to be the star of the show, so to speak. So here's the front of the card. Congratulations. And I'm kind of flipping it back and forth so you can see the foil shine. And I love how the white lacy border contrasts with that dark plum color background. And there's the inside. So, hope you enjoyed this week's tutorial. Stay tuned for the bundle offerings. In this week's bundle, we have the 93 Lacy Frames and Borders dazzles. So this comes on 3 sheets, of course. And it's kind of hard to see, I know, because they are white. You can sort of see some of the shapes there. But on the packaging, there are some images of the actual dazzles, as well as a scrapbook page and a scrapbook spread on the back, and a card idea with the front and inside, and ways you can even use your innies. And this is just how to put some of the frames together, so that's helpful. And then down here you're getting an image of all of the shapes on each of the sheets, so that's really helpful to refer to in case looking at the white on white is a little difficult. Next we have the Botanical Etchings paper pack, and this is one of my favorite color combinations. Just to show you the packaging really quick, here's all the project ideas, images, other products that go with it. I'm just going to show you one of each page here because you're getting 2 of each, so that might be a little repetitive. But this is the cover sheet. So you've got the really fancy corner down here and up here. And when you've got 2 of these together, it looks really cool because you can kind of twist and turn it in different directions. Then there's this really pretty plum color, and it's an all-over floral print. This is probably one of my favorites. It's kind of an aqua with a pink, kind of a dusty pink background. And on the left side of the page is some flower shapes and swirls and handwriting. There's just a lot of layering going on in the imagery, and it's really beautiful. And I love these two together. And then you add on the pink, and it gets even better. There's the pink Oliver dot, the green kind of tile pattern, and then an all over floral. So those are the 6 different designs. And then you're also getting the matching Botanical Etchings ribbon set. And this comes with a nice bendable wire mesh ribbon here. It actually comes with 12 different ribbons, and they're all 36 inches long and picked to match perfectly with the papers. And finally, you're getting in the bundle the Stitched with Love 3D paper towel sheet here. And there are 3 images in here. They're all die cut, so you just have to kind of pop them out from the back, so no fussy cutting. So there's this embroidery hoop, this really beautiful roses. It's got some embroidery stitching on the side with these little swirls, really cute. And then down here we have the big love in a heart. So it's got the doily and then, you know, different little accents that make you think of sewing and stitching, so that's really cute. So those are the items in the bundle this week. I hope you guys have fun with them.